Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly analysis of natural gas, oil, US dollar, gold, and silver. We've been looking at their support and resistance levels as well as where I think price will most likely head to later this coming week. And if you guys are looking for the stock market update video where I did the QQQ S&P 500 as well as the Mag 7, check out the video from yesterday. And let's get into natural gas. So I'm on the natural gas on the daily time frame, and currently let's zoom out, right? Let's zoom out first. We can see this resistance, very clear trend line here on this resistance. Been rejecting here for 6-7 times, 8, and on overnight on Sunday we had this big pop over it. So essentially that candle is pretty much everyone who put their stop loss above the trend line. All the shorts essentially got stopped out, and as well as stop buy orders where people want to get in when this longer term trend line breaks out, which has been forming since September last year. So it's been like 6 months, right? So it's a very long pattern, meaning so the longer the pattern is, the more likely the fuel is, and we get this huge upper wick, meaning there's no real buyers up here. So let's zoom in to get a little bit more clues here. So giving me a blow off top look, right? I think it happened like overnight too as well. So the volume wasn't that much, right? You did see a volume spike here at Sunday overnight, right, when it opened. And then you can just see that was it, right? It opened, it popped above it. Everybody, stop losses got triggered, the buyback, the shares, and that was it, right? You can see the big drop. And then we just kind of went sideways. And bulls try to play defense here, right? They try to make the trend line prior resistance now trying to act as support. So they try to play defense here and make that trend line support, but they couldn't, right? It's a weak bounce, went sideways, and then we broke through that. Once it broke, then bears are a lot more confident that, this is a break above, zero follow through, and then we're coming below. And you can see the amount of follow through that we got after that. So another question is, where is the bottom, or are we going to continue going lower, right? This is a big drop. This is a 18% drop into this $4 psychological support. If your chart looks a little bit different than mine, make sure you click this B80J, which is for contracts, so you don't have those contract gaps. Yeah. So right now it's looking like a 12-hour bear flag. Right, let's go to the 12-hour. Zoom in from the top of the move to the bottom of the move. And pretty much picture perfect, right? The retracement from the top of the move to the bottom of the move is where we measure it. And then we only bounced exactly picture perfect to 0.382. As long as it's below 0.382 of the retracement of the bounce, which means it's 38.2% of this whole move. It's a bear flag. So let's wait till this bear flag resolves. You can see this low didn't make a new low, and this high didn't make a new high. So it's just currently just going sideways and tightening up. So we'll see how this ends up tightening up. So currently it's probably going to trade something like this until we get breakout above 4.2. We can break above 4.2, then that's a bear flag negated. And this potentially, we may head higher to around this 4.38. We may first target if we can break above 4.2. Actually, before that, 4.26 would be my other target. So my first target would be 4.26, then it's 4.38 if we can break above 4.2. And if that does happen, then we may potentially look for a head and shoulders, right? Zoom out to the bigger picture. This is the left shoulder. We have the head, right? And if we break above 4.2, we may get some resistance here around 4.4. We may form something like a head and shoulders. If that does happen, then I'm looking down at closer to this bottom channel of the support, the longer term support, which we've been trading this channel for 6 months, right? This resistance we just looked at, and this is the support. We also can confirm that bear flag, right? This that 12-hour bear flag. Head lower, come to the bottom of the neckline support, then bounce and form the head and shoulders. Just two scenarios here. We don't need a picture perfect head and shoulders. So we can bounce here and then form that right shoulder. So be cautious of that. So very clear tightening range, right? And right now it's just tightening up, and we'll see which way it breaks. And if we do break, confirm that flag. The neckline is down here. This next level support is around this 3.8, 3.89 zone. All right, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. Let's go on to oil. And if you guys learn anything, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. It's always appreciated. And if you guys are looking for more knowledge on techno analysis and how to better become a consistent trader, check out that Patreon link, as well as if you guys just want to talk more about it, book that free 15-minute call. We can just have a casual chat about what you're thinking about. All right, let's take a look at oil. So oil here, not doing anything. So since last week, or last Friday, where it was pretty much right here, right? So we're still pretty much at the same spot. Yeah, same idea, right? Tiny range, resistance, 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 resistance. Break above, back test, failed. Tried to back test it again. Now it's acting as resistance once again, twice again, and then rolled over. It is kind of support, right? Bounce, 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 bounce. At this moment, but to bounce there 4 or 5 times, and Bulls playing defense here, but zero offense. It's giving a little bit of a bear flag feel to it. Let's see. Yeah, if we can go to like the 3-day, it's kind of like a bear flag at the moment still. Yeah, so Bulls need to play offense, right? We can't just cluster out here and just play defense, right? It's going to roll over soon if we that bear flag continues. So almost kind of like the same look as natural gas, right? This high, this low, higher low, lower high. It's just tightening up, right? It's just a tiny range at this moment. So let's, just let it continue tightening up. And then once this tightening range breaks, right, either it breaks this high, this Friday's high, which is 68.22, then we can know this support is still valid and the bear flag is negated. So then we can look back closer to around the 69 level. Or this bear flag follows through, breaks these two levels of support. Then we'll look back lower, potentially look down closer to 64.7 first, and then it'll be a little bit lower than that, around this $64 zone, which wouldn't surprise me at all because this is literally the lower range of this sideways range that we've been trading for almost a year, right? So no surprises here. If we do test the lower range of the bound, if we do break the 65 zone, right? A lot of supports down here around this $61 zone. So, all right, let's take a look at US dollar. Same thing. Literally did nothing since last Friday. Last Friday, we were just over here. Also, a bear flag, right? Very clear. Top of the move to bottom move. This retracement is nowhere near 38% of this move. You can just, right? We haven't even retraced 20% of the move yet. So it's still very weak with all the policies going on in US and all that kind of stuff, right? It's going to affect the dollar and stuff. Overall, big picture, looks like a big, likely going to be a big tightening range if this continues. So if we do come down a little bit lower and then we start bouncing, right, then we might go something like this for the bigger picture. Hopefully not. I mean, if it does, right, it makes sense, right? If you zoom out to the bigger picture, the dollar likes to go sideways, right? This top of the range, bottom of the range, it's been trading this for many years. We did poke above it, right? But we are still underneath this this level. So no surprises if we do come back down here and then come back up and then go like potentially sideways like this in this range. It would be notable if we do break below here. That'll be some kind of catalyst definitely happening. Yeah, we'll see if that does happen. It's still quite a bit away, so we'll definitely see it coming. But for now, it's a bear flag still. Bulls definitely need to break above 104 and come back higher. Otherwise, it's just a continuation of daily downtrend. Right, once to confirm the daily downtrend here, it's just higher, lower highs and lower lows. Very clear at this given moment. Yeah, it's also looked like a week, almost like a weekly head and shoulder, but this wick kind of messed it up. All right, let's look at gold and silver. So gold 3,000, right? Psychological level. So is this gonna mark potential temporary top? Our seller's gonna take profit at 3,000. Is pretty much everyone is asking. We don't know until we see price action. You could take profit, right? We don't know until it shows us in the charts where it's acting as resistance. We can try and say, okay, this may be a rising wedge here, right? Like that, right? But this could just drop and then go like that, right? So if you're a longer term investor, it's tough to say where. Nobody knows where the exact top is. But if you're a short term trader and you got in down here and you're right taking profit up here, it's nobody's gonna say you did a bad trade. It's an excellent trade. Right, it's an amazing trade. 4.5% on gold. It's quite a big move, insane move, I would say. So yeah, so I think last week, no, 2 weeks ago, I talked about this when we were down here. I said this could be easily a weekly bull flag. 2 weeks video ago, right? And which it did, right? It pretty much exactly 0.382. It doesn't always happen this picture perfect, but it just so happens we got a weekly consolidation, and this could just be a weekly bull flag because this low coincides to mark exactly of this top, so it gives bulls more confident, right? If you're back testing this weekly bull flag, weekly consolidation, and there's no like support along on your left side, then you're going to be a little bit less confident that it's going to be a weekly bull flag, right? But with this level, this low, exactly with prior all-time high right there, not acting as support, then you have a little bit more confident that this could play out as a weekly bull flag, which it did. So yeah, and they made a higher low, higher high, confirmation of daily uptrend again. So although just be cautious a little bit, right? We have a rising wedge here. Yeah, right at the resistance, right? Rejection, 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 rejection. I would have liked it a lot more if there was like a point right here in the beginning for the rising wedge, but we don't have it. So it's just not that picture perfect of a rising wedge. It's just like we only have these points here, right? All these points here. Would have been nicer, right? Something like this. This is what I mean by the point in the beginning. So then we have it very clear here, right? So this support is a lot more clear. It would have been nice if the rising wedge had a resistance here, and then a resistance here, and then a resistance here. But overall, it's just a visual guide, right, for you guys to resistance support. So I wouldn't be surprised actually if we do pull back a little bit here and some profit taker at 3,000 psychological resistance. All right, let's take like silver. So silver, nice move up. Also a rising wedge, right? Support, support, support. So we're on the daily time frame. So this is what I talk about: resistance in the beginning, another resistance here, and we just touching it. So this is what I would have liked to see on gold, but it's a bit different chart because gold is a lot stronger overall on the charts than silver. So the question is if we get profit takers here, right? Silver is very likely going to roll over. Silver is not going to just hang out up here and go like this if gold decides to chill out a little bit. So be cautious of that. If you are in a trade, best case, just get above it like that. It would be all bulls dreams, and just go higher. A breakout, because let's zoom in, right? There's zero red flags at this moment, at least at this very given moment, right? Of charts of gold. Not even on the short term time frame. There's no downtrends confirmed, nothing yet. Right. So it's just chilling right near all time high. So, um, but I mean, we do have like a small 15-minute downtrend, but which can mark the top. But if you're getting out of your trades every 15-minute downtrend, if you're longer term trades, then you would have been out like millions of years ago. I don't know. But yeah, so if we do see some kind of red flag, let's see if we do an hourly downtrend. I mean, you could call this hourly downtrend, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, and let's see if it continues. So if this hourly downtrend continues, we get a big move off of it. Then it's going to start shaping up a little bit of red flag on the 4 hour, right? If then we get that 4 hour lower high, lower low, then I'll be like, okay, this is probably still acting as resistance, and we'll be looking at closer to back down here again on this rising wedge. So I want to keep my eye watch if the hourly downtrend continues. It's a little bit of a red flag that we have the hourly downtrend over there. So potentially look for something back below here, rising wedge again. And if that does happen on gold, then I would be very cautious on silver. Right? It is holding a little bit better due to it not gaining any of this entire move up. It didn't really participate, right, as much as gold did. So now it's kind of doing catch up a little bit on the relative strength. So it's a little bit stronger, at least just in this recent move versus, this chip chop while gold is going straight up like this, right? But silver is not going to hold if gold rolls over. You may see it drop a little bit less if it's going to continue its relative strength, but silver is a higher beta name, so it usually drops more than gold when gold drops. And yeah, so because of that. And yeah, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, guys. Made it this far or learn anything. And feel free to comment below and answer questions. And have a great rest of you guys' weekend. I will update you guys again next week.